There are words from loved ones that seem ordinary at first, but end up shattering you. Some words, you hear only once, but they stay with you for a lifetime. Some, even after countless apologies and forgiveness, still quietly touch an old wound inside your heart. People often say that it's easier to forget the hurt caused by outsiders. But the pain from our loved ones leaves permanent scars. As I grow older and go through more in life, I realize just how true that is. I still remember the first time I felt like I wasn't good enough. It was when my mother, in a moment of anger, shouted, "I raised you all these years just for you to embarrass me?" I stood there, silent, no tears, no arguments, but inside, it felt like someone squeezed my heart. An 8-year-old child, over a tiny mistake, burdened with such heavy guilt. It was the first time I doubted my own worth. The first time I was afraid of myself. Someone once asked me, "Why do you still remember those words? Why not just forget and move on?" I just smiled. How could I forget? Those words weren't just sounds. They were scars carved into a young heart. I've also seen a friend. A girl who always lived quietly, shyly, afraid to show herself. When we grew closer, she told me, when she was little, every time she tried to sing, draw, or dream aloud, her mother would coldly say, "Stop daydreaming, focus on your studies." A short sentence, but it killed countless dreams in a young girl. Even when she grew up and people praised her talents, she couldn't believe she was worthy. There are words that aren't harsh or loud but still chill you to the bone. Like when your father sighs at the dinner table and says, "I don't know how you'll survive in the future." Just that, but it plants a giant question mark over your future. You start doubting your ability to live, succeed, or be happy. I remember, whenever I wanted to try something new, those old words echoed in my head. You can't do anything right. You'll just fail anyway. No one was saying it aloud anymore. It was just the ghosts of old memories. Every time, the excitement would die. Over time, you learn to stay silent, to stop dreaming, to live small just to avoid getting hurt again. Sometimes, the words that hurt the most sound like love but are actually invisible chains. Like, "You're the only hope of my life." It sounds loving but it's a heavy burden. How can a child carry the weight of someone else's happiness? Even small sentences hurt, like when you ask for homework help and get, "I'm busy, figure it out yourself." Or when you seek career advice and hear, "That degree won't earn you a living." Or when you want to pursue your passion and hear, "Who's going to take care of you then?" These little comments pile up, building invisible walls. You grow up in your own home but feel miles away inside. I remember when I decided to quit my stable job to start my own business. My mother just looked at me and said, "You just like making life hard for yourself." I knew she worried, but if only she had hugged me or said, "I don't fully understand, but I believe you'll find your way," I would have walked my early career steps with so much more strength. Instead, I walked with fear and guilt, feeling like I was betraying my family just by wanting to live my own life. And the deepest pain comes when you fail and come home seeking comfort. But all you get is, "I told you so," or, "Serves you right." No hugs, no encouragement, only judgment. Years later, I finally dared to face those memories. I realized, my parents, my siblings, my loved ones, they are just human. They had their fears, their traumas, their limits. They loved me but didn't always know how to love me right. They cared for me but didn't always show it gently. Understanding that, I learned to forgive, but before forgiving them, I had to forgive myself, for all the years I believed I wasn't good enough. For all the times I limited myself out of fear of disappointing them. The hurtful words from loved ones, you don't need to erase them. Just place them in the past. See them like old autumn leaves falling from a tree. Be grateful they taught you how to grow. But don't hold on to them anymore. You are not the labels others put on you. You are not useless. You are not a failure. You are not anyone's burden. You are yourself, a being full of dreams, capabilities, and worthiness. Healing isn't instant. Some days, the old wounds ache. Some days, those old sentences come back louder than ever. But in those moments, you get to choose. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to move forward with love and courage for your own life. One day, you'll look back and smile. You'll be grateful even for the painful words. Because strangely enough, they helped shape the resilient, strong version of you today. If someone asks me now, what words from loved ones broke you the most? I'd say, there were many. But I no longer blame them. I have learned to turn those shattered pieces into strength. To love deeper, to live lighter, to forgive more. Because, in the end, the most important thing isn't who hurt you. It's who you choose to become after the hurt.